Indicted Senator Bob Menendez is considering running for re-election as an independent. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time to talk about the 2024 New Jersey Senate race because everyone, in what could be a death blow to Democratic chances in the state, indicted Senator Bob Menendez, who is a Democrat, might run for re-election as an independent. That is right. Bob Menendez might actually run again, this time though as an independent, and if he in fact does run, he could potentially flip the Senate seat to the Republican Party, which would be a massive W. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, let us get right into it because this is huge. I mean, the fact that New Jersey might go Republican just because of Bob Menendez running would be hilarious, but it is possible. I mean, Bob Menendez, him running as a third-party candidate, yes, he's dealing with a lot of scandals, he still would get a decent chunk of Democratic support. If Republicans run someone decent, well, there is a possibility we could win this race. I'm not saying we will, but Bob Menendez is a big name in New Jersey, and he does have some money behind him. Indicted Senator Bob Menendez is considering running for re-election in November as an independent. Two sources who spoke with him directly tells NBC News. Menendez, who along with his wife is facing 18 federal counts and is alleged to have accepted bribes, has not yet publicly said if he would run again this year. His term is up in January. And this is why most people thought, maybe he wouldn't run again. I mean, he had a lot of scandals. I mean, it seems like every 5 minutes with this guy, there's a new corruption allegation, and most of the time, they're right. But either way, Menendez is the type of guy to not back down and go quietly into the night. He's one of those guys that will say, you know what? Screw you guys. You want to throw me out? I'll take you down with me. He is one of those guys that would do that. He doesn't give a shit about his party. He cares about himself. I mean, if he has to go down, he would be willing to go down and take Democrats with him. That's why there is a possibility he could run. He is spiteful. He is not happy with how he's being prosecuted. Now, to be clear, he probably did take bribes. But either way, it's a big question about, should it really be the Department of Justice making these decisions to indict senators and throw them in jail? There is that question, but either way, Bob Menendez ain't too happy with how Democrats are trying to throw him out. The powerful New Jersey Democrat stepped down from his post as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee after his initial indictment, but has rejected calls to resign. He's now making calls to allies about his record and career, and is preparing to collect petitions to run in November as an independent, the sources said. If Menendez were to run as a Democrat, he would need to come up with 1,000 signatures by March 25th, so time is not on his side. But running as an independent would give him more time. In that case, he would only need 800 signatures by June 4th to qualify for the ballot, which I find bizarre, that you need more signatures to get on the primary ballot. But either way, he is apparently making calls to people saying, hey, I might run one more time. It sounds like there's some legitimacy to this. The fact he only needs 800 signatures, I mean, he's probably going to run. Menendez did not respond to a request for comment. Several Democrats have already filed a run for Menendez's seat, including Representative Andy Kim and New Jersey First Lady Tammy Murphy. The Democratic primary will take place on June 4th, and this is the biggest reason he won't run again. He has some good competition, and really, it's going to be one of these two. Bob Menendez just doesn't have a pathway in the primary. He just really doesn't. He's so despised that even if he gets a decent chunk of the vote, there's just no way he could win the primary, especially with how primaries are handled in New Jersey. It's a very corrupt system. Basically, counties can choose who you vote for. It's a mess. But either way, he just is not going to get enough support by June 4th. Kim called the news really alarming, telling NBC News that Menendez considered running as an independent is just another clear example of putting his own personal benefit ahead of what's right for this country. Well, yeah, this is Bob Menendez. This is a New Jersey politician. What do you expect? Do you really think that, oh, Bob Menendez is just going to step down? No. He's one of those guys that will take the party down with him. He will say, screw it. You guys want to throw me out? Fine. I'll take you guys down with me. He's the type of politician to do that. And the fact that Andy Kim is already panicking like this might tell you that there's a good chance he does run as an independent. There's no way that he can win this seat, he continued. But what he could do is jeopardize this seat and give Republicans a chance. And this is why Democrats are going to panic about this news. Bob Menendez, despite him being hated, he has two things that could screw Democrats over. Actually, three. One, he's a former Democrat in this race. He would be a Democratic senator for a few years now. Sure, he's not liked, but he still would be a Democratic senator. He would win over Democratic votes, no matter what. Number two, he has a lot of money behind him. Like you look here on the wiki page, you scroll down here, Bob Menendez has $6 million cash on hand. Yeah, I know that was in December of 2023, but he has a lot of money behind him. But number three is he's just well known. A lot of people in New Jersey know who the guy is. Yeah, again, they don't like him, but him having basically universal name recognition already, that gives him a fighting chance to take a decent chunk of the vote away from Democrats. Kim, who was the second member of Congress to call for Menendez's resignation, argued that he's the strongest Democrat to win the seat in November, as someone who won a Trump district twice. Murphy did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So the rest of this is just about his problems and, hey, he might get thrown in jail, who knows. But I do want to touch upon the possibility of Republicans winning the seat. There's a chance. Now, to be clear, I still think that Bob Menendez won't run, but let us just do a hypothetical. All right, let's say Bob Menendez does in fact run, and let's say that his result in 2018, in a blue wave, mind you, of 54% of the vote, that's the starting point for Democrats. Like, let's say 54% of the vote they're getting. Well, Bob Menendez could very well get 10 to 20% of that vote. So that's what? Between 5 to 10% of the vote going to Menendez. Maybe a bit high, but he is well known. He is the current senator, and he has money behind him. For an independent, that's perfect. Yes, he's hated, but there are some Democrats that may not vote for Tammy Murphy, or I should say Andy Kim, especially for Tammy Murphy. I mean, Tammy Murphy being the first lady in New Jersey, being married to that bozo, yeah, that may not be a good idea. And that's been a big question mark about Murphy. If she is the nominee, I could very well see Bob Menendez taking a decent chunk of the vote from her, but also the fact that she's so hated in the state, especially her husband, that if Republicans run someone worth a damn, they could very well win the New Jersey Senate seat. I'm not saying we will. In fact, I'm still saying that Bob Menendez probably doesn't run. Andy Kim is probably going to be the nominee. But if Murphy somehow pulls it off, there's a chance. I mean, listen, Bob Menendez will take a decent chunk of the vote no matter what. And those voters are 100% going to be Democrats. But on top of all of this, it seems like for the past 2 to 3 years, we have been seeing more data points to point to, hey, New Jersey might be getting more Republican. So if Trump does a lot better in New Jersey this year, we'll just say he does 5 points better, right? Just an example. And Republicans run a good recruit. Well, do you see the problem? That's the problem Democrats might have. And I think they're starting to realize that. I mean, New Jersey almost flipped in 2021 when no one thought that was going to happen. I know that's a governorship, but every data point, even to this day, is indicating that New Jersey might have a big shift to the right this year. And all it takes is Republicans have a decent candidate and Bob Menendez to run as a big FU to the Democratic Party. Now, if this were to happen and Republicans ran a good candidate, would they win? I think so. Will it happen? Probably not. I mean, the chances of Bob Menendez even running, I just find it unlikely. And would he even run a serious campaign? Is it going to be one of those things where, oh, he runs the fundraise, but that's about it? I don't know. There is that possibility, sure, but with how he's talking, I think there is at least a 30% chance that he does run as an independent. It sounds like he's just pissed off with Democrats and he's saying, screw it. If I'm going down, I'm taking you down with me. You want to throw me out? Fine. I'll make sure Republicans win this seat. He's a type of politician to do that. And we're not even talking about what the down ballot implications of this could be. Like, if Republicans get like 46% of the vote and Democrats do terrible, this could help Republicans up and down the ballot in New Jersey. Not saying it will, but that's why Democrats do not want Menendez to run. Because not only could it flip Republican, which would be hilarious, there could be a couple congressional seats that could get very close, and Republicans could flip. Now, does this mean the Republicans are going to win New Jersey in the future? Maybe not, but it would be funny to see a Republican win the seat because of spite. I mean, that's what it would come down to. Bob Menendez is spiteful. He's pissed off and he's saying, screw it, take you down with me. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.